Welcome to Glenda Blasts Your Ear Off, flash fiction stories written by Josh Busch and narrated by Glenda Villamar. Enjoy! You have 1,440 minutes in a day. Use 5 of those minutes and visit freerice.com to play trivia games and help end world hunger. freerice.com. Glenda Blasts Your Ear Off has set up a Ko-fi account at ko-fi.com. That's ko-fi.com. It's ko-fi.com/Glenda Blasts Your Ear Off. Episode 13. The Key to Quitting Smoking. Chapter 1. Maxine sat in her camping chair outside of her apartment building and exhaled a huge puff of smoke from what she hoped would be her last cigarette. She had tried to quit smoking so many times, and it just never took. Maxine looked up into the sky and prayed that God would send her a way to quit smoking. Maxine turned her head and saw a peacock walking on the sidewalk. What was a peacock doing here? Maxine had never heard of a peacock living anywhere near Portland, Oregon, where she lived. How did it even get here? Did it hitch a ride with a truck driver? Did it escape from a traveling zoo? Wait, was that even a thing? The peacock was getting closer and closer to Maxine, and she marveled at how beautiful the bird was with its feathers outstretched, showing off its iridescent colors. The bird walked right up to Maxine, and she couldn't believe how lucky she was for this to be happening. The peacock said, "What's up?" Maxine stammered, Nothing. How about you?" The peacock said, "I'm fine. Why are you smoking? Don't you know that smoking is bad for you? And that it'll make your face look like a piece of old shoe leather? I thought all humans wanted to look like teenagers their whole lives." "Hey, that's kind of mean, Mr. Peacock, but I'll have you know I'm trying to quit smoking. I've tried 1,000,000 times to quit, but I keep falling back into it." The peacock got even closer to Maxine and confided, "I'll help you quit smoking. You see, I know the secret to quitting smoking." Maxine's eyes bulged. "You do? Will you tell me the secret? I'd give almost anything to know how to stop." The peacock said, "I'm going to sit on your lap." And it jumped into Maxine's lap. "Go ahead, you can pet me. I know you're dying to." And Maxine petted the peacock with wonder. Was this really happening? "You are so soft. What's your name?" The peacock whispered, "My name is Coca-Cola. What's your name?" "Your name is Coca-Cola? My name is Maxine." The peacock eyed her. "What a boring name you have. I like mine better." "I like your name better too. So, are you going to tell me the secret to quitting smoking or what?" Coca-Cola snorted. "Yeah, sure. But first, you have to do something for me." "Okay, sure. Like I said, I'd do anything to be able to quit smoking. What do you want me to do?" Coca-Cola stroked Maxine's face and spoke softly. "Maxine, I want you to help me rob a bank." Maxine shot her head back in shock, paused, and without thinking, said, "I can do that. How hard could it be? It looks pretty easy to do in the movies. I just, don't want to get arrested and go to jail and all." Coca-Cola booped Maxine on the nose and said, "Don't you worry about that. I have a plan." Chapter 2. Coca-Cola asked, "Do you have a lighter on you?" "Of course you do. Look who I'm asking here, Smokey McGee." An exasperated Maxine shot back, "Yes, I have a lighter. Are you sure this is truly necessary?" The peacock was wearing all black. It even wore a black mask. Maxine wondered where the silly bird got its getup, and also how it had managed to carry the outfit amongst its feathers, and she supposed there was a matter of how the peacock could speak English. Coca-Cola answered, "If you want to know how to quit smoking and also not get caught robbing the bank, then yes, this is necessary." Maxine reluctantly dug out her lighter and tried to hand the lighter to the peacock. What am I supposed to do with the lighter? In case you haven't noticed, I don't have hands. Just light the pile of oily rags and get ready to run." Maxine groaned. She really didn't want to do this, but she also really didn't want to end up in jail, and she desperately wanted to learn how to quit smoking. So Maxine lit the rags and sprinted out of the oil refinery. Maxine and Coca-Cola raced to Maxine's Volkswagen Bug. Maxine climbed into the driver's seat, and the peacock squealed, "Let me in, moron! In case you forgot, peacocks can't open car doors!" Maxine leaned over, opened the passenger side door, Coca-Cola leapt in, and Maxine closed his door. Then Maxine sped away. Maxine thought out loud, "I wonder if it's going to work." And right after she said that, a large explosion went off behind them, and in the rearview mirror, Maxine saw a huge fireball covering a fourth of the oil refinery. Coca-Cola yelled, "Go faster! The fire's going to spread and take out the rest of the oil tanks." Maxine didn't have to be told twice, and as she went even faster, she heard yet another explosion and watched with horror that the fireball was indeed expanding. "Keep your eyes on the road!" And Maxine pulled the car off the shoulder. That was making for one bumpy ride, and righted them back onto the road. Maxine kept driving, and fast. After a couple of minutes, 3 police cars sped past them, going in the opposite direction, in the direction of the burning oil refinery. Maxine, barely audible, said, "It worked." Coca-Cola laughed. "Told you it would work." 2 more police cars, followed by a fire truck, zoomed past them. "I told you I had a plan." As they entered town, Maxine slowed down. For some reason, Maxine felt the need to obey the speed limit, which was ridiculous, since the town's complement of police cars were all quite busy at the oil refinery. Maxine pulled into the bank parking lot, parked the car, opened each of their doors, and the 2 of them shot for the front doors of the bank. Once inside the bank, Maxine yelled, "This is a robbery! Fill up these bags!" As she handed a duffel bag to each of the 2 bank tellers, who were quick to obey, and they started dumping money into the bags. Maxine suddenly remembered she had to breathe, and she inhaled deeply. Maxine wished she hadn't left her cigarettes in the car, but then she started having a coughing fit, and remembered why it really was a good idea to try and quit smoking. A man stepped out from his office and said cheerfully, "A robbery? Surely you must be here to get a loan for our 6-month certificates of deposit, which have such a high rate of return that you'd practically be robbing us." Maxine swung her extremely realistic-looking water gun at the loan officer, and the man dropped to the floor whining, "Please don't shoot me! Please don't shoot me!" The peacock was dancing on top of the teller counter, like he was a rockette from a New York stage. Coca-Cola kicked a leg high into the air, then supported his weight with the other leg, and then kicked high with the other leg over and over. Coca-Cola yelled, "Can't you just hear the music? Isn't it grand? And talking about a grand, are we almost done here?" Maxine turned away from him, grabbed a now practically full duffel bag from each bank teller, and the 2 thieves were back in the parking lot and clambered into the Volkswagen Bug. Maxine was ecstatic. "It worked! We did it!" And she drove recklessly through town to get away from the bank as fast as she could. Maxine's heart was beating so quickly and hard that she thought her heart was like some frenzied and trapped animal who's trying to break its way out of Maxine's ribcage. Outside of town, Maxine slowed down to the speed limit. Her panic began to subside. Coca-Cola had taken off his burglar outfit, and Maxine thought he looked quite pleased with himself. Maxine lit a cigarette and hated herself for how much she enjoyed it. "So what are you going to do with the money, Coca-Cola?" The peacock moaned with delight. "I'm going to buy the best birdseed in the world, and an insane amount of it." "I bet you will. Now, are you going to tell me the secret to quitting smoking?" Coca-Cola said simply, "Sure, it's simple. Instead of smoking, replace it with anything else." "I don't get it." The peacock patted Maxine's shoulder and tried again. "When you want to smoke, do a different activity instead." "But what am I supposed to do instead?" The peacock protested. You're starting to ruin my good mood here. Are you seriously this thick? I don't know. Instead of smoking, go ride an elephant. Or jump on top of a moving bus and ride it like you're in Frank Herbert's Dune and you're a Freeman and you're riding a sandworm. Or yank out a rug from your apartment, take it outside, get on top of it, and pretend you're riding a magic carpet and you're flying in the sky. Just do anything, literally anything else but smoke, and you won't smoke, okay? Maxine chortled and said, "Okay, I get it. Just do something else. Got it." She paused and asked, "What do you want to do now?" Coca-Cola answered, "How about we take a road trip to Cleveland? I hear it's nice this time of year, and they've got that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame." Maxine cocked her head. "Cleveland? Sure, why not? I've never been." Then the peacock jumped into Maxine's lap and yipped. "Great! Now you push the pedals and let me do the driving. If it keeps me from smoking, then let's do it." The end. Thank you for listening to today's episode. We look forward to bringing you the next episode in Glenda Blasts Your Ear Off. I'm not the man they think I am at home, and I think it's gonna be a long, long time. I still have Elton John stuck in my head. That was like episodes ago.